get to go fucking fashion, boy. Yeah, head arms. Head arms. Okay.
In Dark Messiah, you play as a psychotic serial ass kicker with a propensity to stuff bodies onto spiked boards. At first glance, this might seem like an action-adventure sword fighting game in the first person set in the Might and Magic universe and made by Arkane Studios of Dishonored fame. But it's more akin to an 8-hour-long sustained clusterfuck where a barrel to the cranium could be more effective than 24 consecutive slashes to the face with a demon sword dubbed Souldrinker. Alright, let's cut all pretenses. Does Dark Messiah still hold up? I don't know I gotta say anything else. Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. First of all, badass name. Second of all, Might and Magic. I've played a couple of hours of Might and Magic 8, but that's the extent of my experience with this franchise. It's fantasy shit. You get what you see what you get. I bring this up to prove you don't really need previous knowledge of this world to dive into Dark Messiah. It's pretty self-contained and simple. But save that shit. We're not talking story now. We're talking boot meets ass.
Targon, don't! It's too powerful! Get down!
Dark Messiah is well known for having arguably the best first-person melee combat system in all of video games. It's a throne DM can sit in comfortably when you consider its competition.
Die, you son of a bitch. Die.
It has a certain allure that'll lull you into a blood-frenzied trance of ragdoll mayhem. Now, while the sword fighting is fun, it's got weight, it feels good, Dark Messiah's combat has other strengths that elevate it above its competition. The world is your weapon. Your environment's often better suited for killing than your sword arm. Look at these ragdolls. They're begging you to have fun with them. In fact, they demand it. If you walk into every fight armed with nothing but steel, you're gonna have a hard time later in the game. You need your wits, too. Like I said earlier, you can clobber an orc in the skull with your flaming staff of the Demon King for 2.5 minutes to put him down. Or you could kick him into a pokey wall and kill him instantly. Effective and cathartic. This is Dark Messiah. It's what the game's known for, its claim to fame. How many other games are there where kicking a geriatric fuck down a staircase and giving him an impromptu open heart surgery is a genuine gameplay mechanic you're expected to use and abuse? Arkane knew the strengths of their game. There's ample opportunity to use the environment to your advantage. The weapon combat is fun, but isn't without its flaws. Like, look how far away this goblin hits me. This shit gets really annoying when these attacks do so much damage. Enemies take a lot of hits, and you don't. It only takes 2 to 3 attacks to empty your life bar. Getting one shot was a normal occurrence for me. And this game has no shame gangbanging you in later levels. When it takes tens of hits to put an orc down, including a long charge-up animation for the final blow, and you got a posse of them on your ass, you need every advantage you can get. And I view this as the developers really nailing into you their core philosophy. The boot is mightier than the sword. Use the boot! No! It's not to say the weapons themselves aren't fucking awesome, cause they are. This is something Dark Messiah really nails. Throughout the game, you'll find no shortage of magically infused weapons and armor with specific skill checks to equip. You don't find these in the main quest either. They're off the beaten path in secret areas. It gives you a huge incentive to explore these levels fully, especially since these weapons are so extra. Lightning daggers, flaming staffs, demon swords, these are sick. It isn't all for show either. Mobs are weak to certain elements, so those lightning daggers are extra effective against orcs, and that fire staff's good against spiders. All in all, loot is a major high point. That's a lot about might. What about magic?
It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing.
It's pretty good. I won't pretend like I played as a mage or anything since I did a majority physical build, but all the magic I played around with was great. Freezing the floor to make a goblin trip into a bonfire, mind-controlling enemies to fight for you, flinging an orc to his spiky demise with telekinesis. Lots of fun to be had, but I'm more of a front kick enjoyer. Would you look at that view? No, game looks good. I mean, it's a Source Engine game from 2006, but it pops really well. Especially this beautiful cliffside village area. It's sad then that the later levels dissolve to underground sanctums and crypts. Again, I'm not well acquainted with Might and Magic, but it doesn't have a very unique style to me. Maybe it's because I haven't played enough of the games or whatever, but the world seems visually generic. Not to say it's bad, just that there's little visually that sets it apart from other fantasy titles with orcs and swords and demons. Story time. Be warned for spoilers, but honestly, Dark Messiah's story isn't worth caring about. As the apprentice of a wizard, Sereth is implanted with a succubus, and throughout the game she endlessly vies for thine cock and balls.
Indeed. I seem to be surrounded by women who want things from me.
While also being ominously vague about all this bullshit you're doing. Well, turns out you're the son of the devil, I guess.
That sounds weird.
And the whole plot is about you gaining the power to free your father from hell by drop-kicking orcs. And now you got two bitches trying to chain you down. You have Leanna, the red-headed holy girl next door, or a succubus from hell. Obviously, I chose the succubus.
Am I to protect this boy?
And that's pretty much it. I'm not saying it's a bad story or devoid of any soul. It serves a flavorful enough reason to senselessly and savagely beat other conscious creatures of God's green earth or whatever planet we're on. And there's not many games that let you play as the son of the devil. I can vibe with that. Overall, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic is an ass-kicking time. And for $10, you really can't go wrong. A little bit of warning for anyone venturing in. If your game refuses to open, try adding these parameters to the game's advanced launch options, specifically the DirectX one. Hopefully that helps you out if you have any problems. A way you could help me out is to like my video and comment other old games you think stand up to the test of time. Next video's on an insane, emotionally blank engineer and his never-ending quest to satiate his hunger for blood. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching.